Hi guys, Virtus Education here with the 15th video of the Unreal Development Kit's beginner series, and in this video I'm going to be expanding on what I went over in the previous video where I introduced you to the material editor. So in this video I'm actually going to be showing you how to use specular materials inside of UDK, and I actually have a guest here right now. I have my nice lovely hubby Adam. Anyway, enough of that. He's my lovely sex toy, but you know, that's as far as it gets. Anyway, so let's get into this. So, I'm just going to give you a quick recap as to what a specular material does, as I only kind of went over it briefly in my previous video. So I'm just going to quickly god damn it. I'm quickly going to bring up my test material that I have here, which kind of shows you pretty much exactly what a specular material is. So, if I haven't gone over it already, a specular material is essentially a specular texture is the type of texture which gives your static mesh or general material reflection. You can actually see it pretty well in my little material preview here. You can see it's highlighting the metallic areas and isn't necessarily showing too well on the areas that I haven't really highlighted. So you can see the little bits that stick out here are relatively light on my little specular texture, whereas the little bottom bits, the flat texture itself is going to be nice and dark, so I don't necessarily want it to shine bright as as bright as the bits that stick out here. And I also like to use that in synthesis with my normal map to get that sort of depth illusion going on there. So let's go into the material editor now and try out creating one. So I believe I actually deleted the material that I created in my previous video, so I'm gonna have to quickly reset this up. It shouldn't be too big of an issue, as we can simply just go over what we did again. So I'm just gonna quickly right click on my new material here, my diffuse, and create a new material. So sorry about that. I'm having some slight issues. I'm going to call this test. So with this I'm just going to quickly hook up the diffuse and we'll actually begin working with our specular. So as I said in the previous video, we need to bring in our texture sample to actually hook up to our little preview material here, so we can actually use it. To do that, just go into the content browser, select your specular wherever that may be, go back into here, and then press T wherever you want to place it, or just right click and paste here. Gee, that's pretty loud. Anyway, so we can just simply hook that up if we want to. However, just simply hooking it up like this may not necessarily get the desired effect that we want for this material. So we can actually modify how powerful this actually is. To do this, I'm just going to quickly create a multiply mathematical operator along with a constant, pretty much the simplest form of specular usage that we've got right here. In addition, if I wanted to, I can actually change the color of the specular itself if I really wanted to a RGB value, which I'm actually going to show you. So let's just go ahead and get this into a nice, reasonable and tolerable position here, because my OCD is screaming at me and making me want to kill myself as soon as I see my material set up. So I'm just going to drag this over, and I'm going to hook up my texture sample and my constant. Firstly, I'm going to show you my standard constant here, which is just going to multiply whatever I have here, and as you can see, there's not necessarily going to be any color or anything like this. So let's just go ahead and multiply this by 15, and you can see that it's going to do something relatively nice. So boom, if I put this up to 15, you can see we have some nice reflection. However, we might not necessarily just want flat white reflection. We might want to give it a sort of tint outside of bloom or whatever you're going to be using for this. So we can actually use an RGB constant for changing the color of our specular, and you're going to see that really well in a second. So I'm just going to move this so I can actually see what color I'm modifying, and I'm going to give this a somewhat blue hint of specular, and you can see that looks pretty sweet. And I'm just going to quickly bring in my normal to help highlight that with that lovely depth that we have here. So let's just bring that in, and yeah, you can really see that reflection. If you can't, I'm just going to up the values a bit. So I'm going to set this to 20, I'm going to set this to 10, and I'm going to set the next one to 10 as well. So I'm going to set this to 7, and it should be a nice, sweet sort of sci-fi blue, and looks relatively sweet for now. So that should be pretty much everything you need to know about creating specular materials. Keep in mind there is other adjustments you can use, and I just kind of showed you the most basic type of setup for specular. Keep in mind there is also other types of reflections that you can have inside of UDK. For example, you can have image-based reflections, you can have real-time reflections. There's tons and tons of other stuff you can do if need be, but for now this is just a simple kind, and should get you ready. And don't forget, in the next video I'm actually going to be going over applying your emissive and normal texture maps. So thanks for watching, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.